Hey everybody, my name is Lexi, I'm the founder of Ryzome, and I'm here today with the Social Venture Zone team from TMU at the York University Kiel campus, where we're going to visit our friends at Seneca Polytechnic, where Ryzome has a bunch of research underway. Our focus initially was, can we use construction and demolition waste as agricultural soil amendments? Noting that most of it is really just mineral content and it's not really enough to grow plants. We were also looking for a nutrient source that had more overall nutrients, more bacteria and organisms to allow for those plants and for those beneficial connections to grow. We're in their lab space right now on the third floor of their campus, and we're looking right now at trials of construction demolition waste as soil amendments. So we have different components here of controls, vermiculite, as well as soil amended with brick, concrete, and wood waste from local construction sites from the city of Toronto. Once we're done with that, what Ryzome is going to do in partnership with Seneca Polytechnic is we're going to actually harvest all of these materials, and we're going to run them through an ICP machine. Don't ask me what that means. And we're going to analyze the nutrient content to understand whether or not the nutrients in the brick are being absorbed by the plants, or whether or not they're helping absorb other nutrients from the soil. So that's how we're managing those controls. These are two of the materials that we have amended the soil with. This is our crushed or micronized concrete. So this is a really finely crushed concrete from a few local construction and demolition sites. And then similarly here is some local red Toronto brick. So this is actually old Toronto brick, likely from the brickworks. That was taken out of some heritage homes that were being demolished in the city. So those are two of the materials, and then the wood is not here, but the wood is really difficult to get to this finely ground sort of nature. So our partnership with Seneca Polytechnic has been an amazing resource for Ryzome, especially early on in our process of really trying to figure out how to approach the marketplace, how to even approach research in general, and especially controlled research like this, where we really want to figure out specific nutrient uptakes, specific types of impacts from waste on plant growth. So our research here, in partnership obviously with NSERC, who is the funding body of this research, has been incredible. The staff here have been amazing from the research perspective as well. They've been extremely dedicated, presenting us with PowerPoints and stuff like that weekly with how this research is going, which is incredible. And we've been really involved, Ryzome specifically has been really involved in helping sort of design and lead this as well, to make sure that the goals of the study and the objectives of this research are being fulfilled. So it's been an incredible partnership. Lexi here again, and we're here at the ZooShare biogas plant today, where we're going to get a bit of a behind the scenes of how our liquid fertilizer is made and the process behind actual biogas production. So Ryzome takes waste from our urban and built environments and repurposes it for use as growth mediums or amendments, soil amendments. So the reason that we're here is that Ryzome's partnered with Rob and the ZooShare plant, and we've taken essentially some of the effluent or the digestate that comes out of this plant once it's gone through the biogas process, and we process and filter that down for a fertilizer that's being used on a number of farms now in southern Ontario, which is exciting, a few soybean farms, and as a home fertilizer.
This actually used to be like a composting heap for the Toronto Zoo, and they would take the manure, bring it here, maybe let it decompose a little bit, and then bring it back to use on like the planting areas. And then as they were doing this, they realized that, hey, there could be a biogas plant. So they put out a request for proposal for like a really big biogas plant.
Here at ZooShare, what we're doing with the digestate, so in front of us is the digestate tank, and you can see here there's a big half bubble, half dome that's filled with the biogas, and then the rest of this tank is filled with the actual liquid digestate. So that's the end result of the biogas process. What we do here at Ryzome is we coordinate with the site engineer, and we come here to this fun little system that we have here. So this is obviously the larger sort of emptying pump. So this will actually pump with quite a bit of force out into a larger tanker truck. We're not taking those volumes yet. So what we do is we actually gate off this pump using these gates here, and then we open up this little tube here, and that's where we fill the buckets right here. With the digestate, and you can actually see here a little bit of the digestate that's been semi-drying in this bucket as itself. So you can see some of it there. It's not usually that thick when we get it, but it does come out as a bit of a sludge. And then we package that up, and then we bring it to our processing facility out in Burlington, Ontario. So our partnership with ZooShare really started while I was looking for nutrient sources for the construction and demolition waste work that I was doing. So that's the stuff that we were looking at Seneca, looking at those waste profiles and how we can add those to farm fields where they can add nutrients. And so that got me thinking around, how do we really create value out of our waste streams? How do we make sure that we can communicate a really impactful story with our waste as well? And that's sort of where this partnership began, was let's look at this as a resource, this digestate specifically as a resource, not just from the perspective of ZooShare and biogas facilities, but as a resource for other people in the agricultural space, other people in the houseplant space as well. What inspired Ryzome was really the disconnection that our urban environment has with the natural world. Ultimately, the initial inspiration behind Ryzome was bringing our more greenery and more nature into our urban spaces, sort of degraying them, if you will. And ultimately that's shifted and ebbed and flowed into bringing sort of more of our natural processes back into our urban settings. And so at the Rouge Valley Park here, this is a great example of a place where you can connect really deeply with nature. It's local to our city, and it offers an immense amount of variety and wildlife and fauna and flora, and that's part of what I believe is missing in our cities. And it's really hard to bring that back into city for multiple reasons. But through Ryzome, by redirecting waste sources into some of our natural resources, for example, agriculture, or even back into our homes through fertilizers for plant growth and repurposing some of the food that we use for regrowing those plants, we're sort of reintroducing some of the natural processes that take place in our urban or in our natural environments here back into our homes. And so that's really part of that connection piece between our urban spaces and our natural environment. Thanks everyone for the time and for coming along on the last 2 days at Seneca campus and here at the Toronto Zoo / the Rouge Valley National Park. It's been awesome to speak about Ryzome, and I'm looking forward to making more impact across the city and more impact across Canada as well.